Hello and welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Miller, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. My book, which outlines all of my strategies on just exactly how I've been able to play with the house and obtain anywhere between a 30, 40, as we've already seen, 50+% ROI across multiple sports leagues, season after season. Good morning, David. Hello, Sharp. Hello, and Happy New Year, everyone. Hello, Ken Leo. Happy 2025. Oh my gosh. Isn't it just crazy saying that? I love it. This is such an exciting year. If you guys have any New Year's resolutions, I would love to hear them. Feel free to throw it in the chat, of course. Yeah, I'd love to hear about what you guys did for New Year's. Yeah, any New Year's resolutions, some big goals that you have for this upcoming year. Feel free to throw it in the chat. Let me know exactly, and let's get started. We have so many bowl games today to talk about, and Friday there's even more games, so I can't wait to dive into all of this today. College football all day. This is what we're looking at. Hey Derek, good morning. It's so nice seeing all of you here. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's early, it's a little weird having the show bright and early on a Wednesday morning. But that's simply because all the games are early today and I don't want you to miss out on any wagers. So I'm ready to do some winning today. I, of course, have a little bit of wine here to start the New Year's right. Cheers, everyone. All right. Definitely feeling good for the New Year's. And I think we're just going to do a lot more winning this year. I think our ROIs are going to look even better. I think our strategies are going to get honed in even tighter. And, you know, I truly believe like this is going to be the year where, you know, you really do start seeing sports betting more and more on, you know, broadcast television, and you know, you see people talking about sports betting more publicly, like on social media, without getting censored so much. Perhaps because, you know, people are starting to recognize that this is like a multi-billion-dollar industry, you know, going, and people are involved in it, and there's a lot of action and engagement. And, you know, my hope for this year is like, there's not so much censorship about sports betting in the future, but I hope there's not so much censorship, but, you know, more teaching people how to bet responsibly, bet smartly, and, you know, really recognize it for what it is. Sports betting is changing the industry right now. It's huge, and it's simply just going to keep growing more and more every year. So at the start of 2025, you know, recognizing just how big this is going to get over this next year is incredible, and I'm really excited for it. All right, now I did want to start my New Year's on a new note for the beginning of the show. So I have my little dab rig here. It's still Christmas themed. Okay, it's January 1st. I haven't taken down my Christmas decor yet, as you can see. Don't judge me, guys. But it will be coming down soon. But before that, I have my beautiful little Christmas dab rig. So cute. As you can tell, I've been using it, and I will start my day off with a dab. As you know, I like to say at the beginning of Sports Betting Illuminated, time to sit back, relax, and get your minds right to win some wagers. Alright. I have my little sports torch here. This thing is a little dangerous. Not my favorite design personally. Hey! Hey James, how are you? So nice seeing you guys all here bright and early. And yeah, so I am gonna start off with a dab. I don't remember the exact terpene strain of this dab, but I personally don't think like terpenes really matter so much when it comes to dabs, because your dab is getting so hot that the terpenes are literally just burning up. And then I'm gonna heat it up a little bit. This is a fun way to start off the new year, with a little new way to enjoy some cannabis. Yeah, if anyone's tried dabbing before, let me know in the comments. It's a lot of fun. I think it's like a different way to enjoy cannabis, and you know, I personally believe it kind of gives you like a different high than you would just smoking a bong or doing an edible. So the one thing I love about cannabis is there's just so many ways to use it. You can always do something new, and new year, new way to enjoy, right? That's how I'm starting off 2025. So I'm waiting for this to get hot, but it looks like it's almost there. And then we're gonna start diving into some of these wagers. This is so fun. There's all of these bowl games. I have a lot of plays for you, and oh my gosh, have favorites been just winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, or what? Like, it's been crazy. All right, let's do it. Whoa. Dabs are like so much stronger. Especially if you've been hitting it out of a bong for a while. Having a dab is like, whoa. Hey, Happy New Year, Super Pro. Now that we've gotten our minds right and we're ready to win some wagers, I think I'm still recovering from that dab a little bit. That was kind of strong, guys. Dabs are very concentrated forms of cannabis, so it is a New Year's Eve hit. Plus, I'm wearing my New Year's Eve fit. You guys want to see? Hey Ben, Happy New Year's! This is my little, I feel like you guys can't see the whole thing, but it's got some feathers. It's kind of cute, little New Year's Eve, like sparkle sparkle. So I thought this outfit was just kind of like perfect for today's show. Kind of looks like icicles a little bit. I don't know. Hope you guys are enjoying my New Year's Eve hits and fits. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you like the outfit. It's cute though, right? A little fun look for the new year. Got my sparkly earrings on, and it's kind of a vibe. This is how we're going into 2025, and I love it. Sparkly and fun. It's totally me. Thanks for all of the hearts, guys. I love it. Hit that heart button. It does help me in the algorithm, and I just love seeing all of these like hearts flying across the screen. It's so much fun. All right, now let's talk about college championships. Wow. Like I said earlier, favorites. And then, of course, last night went as expected. Penn State covered. You know, I was kind of hinting at this all along. The line moved way out. I listed this one early as well, so shout out to everyone who gets my morning reports just by going to arielcalista.com and hitting on that stay in touch button. They're free daily emails that go out every single day. Hey Spencer, Happy New Year's! So shout out to everyone who does get those daily reports. You know, I was touting this way early, saying Penn State was going to cover, and really looking at this game. So everything went as expected there last night. So that was great. Yeah. that was pretty fun watching it. Okay, now since all of these favorites are winning, let's look at three championship games right now that I have here. First, I'm looking at Texas versus Arizona State, Ohio State versus Oregon, and Notre Dame versus Georgia. So let's just dive right on into this analysis. Everything's been going as expected so far, but these favorites are all winning, like at very high rates. So I kind of expect this trend to keep going. You know I hate saying trends, but at this point, this is, I mean, this is almost even a little more than a trend at this point. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's how you win every time. Now let's dive into first this Texas versus Arizona State game. All the favorites are winning. This does look like an easy win for Texas. Right now the spread's sitting at -13.5. Yeah, this is going to be an easy win. Definitely. I like this a lot. Let's go Texas. And I think this will be easy for them to win and cover against Arizona State. That's my personal opinion here. But, you know, looking at the patterns, looking at how this line is moving, everything here says Texas. So, Texas -13.5, looking great. Thank you everyone for all the hearts coming through. I see them all coming through on YouTube. I love that. Thank you. Mwah. Now, let's talk about this game, Ohio State versus Oregon. Now, okay, personally, I would love to see Oregon play Penn State, honestly. I would love to see that happen. That's a matchup I really want to see, but when I'm looking at this line, it does look like this line is moving in the right direction for Ohio State, and you know, they are the favorite right now. We've seen all of these favorites doing super well so far. But there's some sharp money as well coming in on Ohio State, like really sharp money coming in on Ohio State. So, like I said, I would love to see Oregon versus Penn State, but I'm not betting on this one. But if I were, I would take Ohio State. This is just a little too close for me right now with Ohio State sitting at -2.5. You know, like with the Texas Arizona game, I mean, this seems, I mean, with Texas sitting at -13.5, because it is such a big favorite, of course they're going to win in this game. This is what we've seen happening all along, and you know, this is a pretty easy matchup for them. Versus, you know, Ohio State versus Oregon, this is going to be a tougher game. And there is some sharp money coming in on Ohio State. So even though I would love to see Oregon, Penn State, I would take Ohio State if I had to place a bet in this game. But you don't have to bet on every game. And, you know, right now this is one of those games that I'm not personally placing a bet on. Ooh, okay. -13. I like that. Alright guys, you know where to go. Line shopping. That's important. Now let's cover this Notre Dame versus Georgia game. This is interesting because Georgia opened up as the favorite here. Then it flipped pretty early. It flipped to Notre Dame -1. You know, I mean, we all know that Notre Dame did have a mini debacle at the beginning of the season against Northern Illinois, but you know, this does look like a place, especially considering how the Vegas sportsbooks have moved this line, this does look like a place where, you know, I think Notre Dame's going to do really well, and you know, I like them here. You know, this is interesting to look at, seeing how this line has moved. For me personally, this is one of those games where I'm looking more at how the sportsbook has moved this line. You know, but this does look like, you know, Notre Dame, I mean, it did flip pretty early. And truthfully, Notre Dame played well all season. You know, there's no argument. I mean, they the beginning of the season was a little bit rough, as we all know, but then they got their act together, they played well, they performed, and I think this is going to be a good spot for them, so yeah. Definitely. I think the dab, a little, I knew a girl, she worked for me in my office, and she would always say, a little dab to ya. It was such a fun saying, but people would always come into my office, like people who I hired, they would come in with like the craziest thing. One girl would come in with like a butane tank for her dabs and really heat it up out of a huge butane tank that she would carry in her backpack. It was kind of crazy. Cannabis people were a little crazy, but I love it. And I loved, you know, just seeing the creativity. Alright, well, it's time to roll into the 2-minute drill. I think you guys are really gonna like this one. I talk a lot about, you know, the psychology of sports books and promotions. I mean, we all know right now we're getting hammered in our emails and our text messages, you know, in our in-app notifications, in our, you know, just regular notifications that are constantly lining up your phone. I mean, I do for sure. I'm sure all of you do as well. We're constantly getting all of these notifications from sports books. And in this 2-minute drill, we're really going to dive into sports books and how they're playing into your psychological principles, you know, via their offers and promotions, and the true psychological principles that underlie this, so that you could be aware of this in the future. I didn't have any problem with finding employees, you know, actually, like during COVID, while everyone was turning employees away from work, you know, or people just didn't really want to work, people were having trouble finding people to come into work. I was that one office for sure that had more people than we needed. We were employing so many people, but you know, I had 25 people working for me, and you know, just within like 2 warehouses, moving all the cannabis equipment and everything around. So it was a major cannabis operation, but it was cool. Never had a problem finding people, even when, you know, everyone was really struggling to find employees during COVID. So it was a good work environment. Like, can you say? Let the employees choose their own hours. First, really, to do that. Hey there, Craig. What's up? Nice seeing you. Well, see, I guess I'm a little too young to know that reference. I'm gonna Google this while I'm doing a 2-minute drill. Okay, let's roll on into this and enjoy. Sports betting apps use a range of promotions to attract and retain users, each designed with specific psychological principles to drive engagement and betting activities. Welcome bonuses are one of the most effective strategies, offering new users a match percentage of their initial deposit or bonus bets upon sign-up. These bonuses lower the perceived risk in joining a platform, leveraging the foot in the door technique to encourage commitment. Similarly, no deposit bonuses, where users receive free funds or bets without making a single deposit, utilize the reciprocity principle, fostering a sense of obligation to engage with this app. Both approaches are highly effective at acquiring new users. Free bets are another popular tool, allowing users to place wagers without risking their own money. These promotions reduce the perceived risk and they encourage experimentation, which helps users explore new betting markets. Then deposit match bonuses, they enhance engagement even further by increasing the user's bankrolls. This taps into the endowment effect, where users place higher value on the additional funds, which leads to increased activity. Odds boosts, which offer enhanced odds on specific bets, capitalize on the scarcity principle by creating urgency and fear of missing out. These are particularly effective for increasing betting volume on targeted specific events. Another unique promotion is parlay insurance. It refunds a user's stake if one leg of a multi-leg parlay loses. This mitigates the fear of loss and encourages users to place higher risk bets, which of course are more profitable for sportsbooks. Parlay boosts increase the potential payout for multi-leg bets, offering bettors enhanced returns if all of the selections win. These promotions tap into the lure of high-risk, high-reward scenarios, which encourages users to place more parlays, which are statistically advantageous for sportsbooks due to their lower win probability. Loyalty programs rewarding consistent activity with points redeemable for bonuses or perks use the commitment principle to foster a sense of progression and investment in the sports betting platform. These programs enhance retention by rewarding ongoing engagement. Refer fund bonuses. These incentivize users to bring new customers to the platform by offering rewards for successful referrals. This strategy relies on social proof and trust, as recommendations from friends are often more persuasive. Then reload bonuses, which provide a match on additional deposits, maintain user interest and activity by offering continued rewards. Cashback offers, refunding a percentage of net losses, soften the impact of losing streaks, boosting user morale and encouraging continued play. Each of these promotions taps into a unique psychological principle to influence user behavior, from reducing risk to leveraging urgency and even social connections. Collectively, these promotions are key to driving user acquisition, retention, and engagement, ensuring the long-term success of sports betting platforms. I was trying to look up that commercial, Super James, but I just couldn't find it. Doesn't seem to be archived on YouTube, but maybe it's out there somewhere. Who knows? Lost media. Might be out there somewhere. That's cool. Okay. Well, now I know a little more where that thing came from. How about this? Learning more every day. Now, let's get into some more of these bowl games. It looks like 2/3 of these games are likely going to be won by favorites. So just keep that in mind as you're placing your bets today, as you're looking at these lines. I'm glad you like the 2-minute drill. If, of course, like you have any questions on it or just anything to ask, of course, feel free to reach out to me anytime. My email's always open, or of course, write it in the comments here. But that was fun, you know, like learning how the sportsbooks are really tapping into the bettor psychology. And now you know, next time a notification pops up on your screen, on your phone, in your emails, in your text messages. Now you'll be aware, probably thinking in the back of your mind, that's what they're trying to do here. That's how they're trying to get me to go over there and make a bet right now. And, you know, see how often it works. Or maybe it won't work now that you know these principles. Okay, now diving into some of these games, let's just go right to this North Texas versus Texas State game on Friday. I really like how yeah, I don't really get the odds boost notifications or like free bonus bets or anything. When you're winning, they don't really give you notifications for any of that. They have really good algorithms, so they know, like, the more you're like losing money with a sports book, the more they're trying to say, hey, we'll give you a bonus bet, we'll give you an odds boost, get this parlay, you know, get a free bet, and then, you know, when you're making, you know, when you're really profitable, the sports books and sports betting apps are not going to send you these notifications. They're like, stay away. We're not going to give you a free bet. You're already taking too much of our money. But it's true. It's true. You guys will see, like, if you really start, you know, keeping track of your ROI and maintaining profitability, they stop sending you the notifications. They don't want you to come back. But you know, I still, you know, place my straight bets. You know, I'm not doing the parlays, and we've seen the results this season. I mean, they absolutely speak for themselves. It's all documented in the emails and the videos. I know, right? Partial odds on a win. That's true. Like, they know. The sportsbooks know. And if you're winning, you really do stop seeing all the notifications. Like, they just stop sending them to you. They stop sending you the emails. So, like, if you don't want to get killed with notifications by a sportsbook, like, maintain profitability, keep track of your ROI. Don't play parlays. Could I add that one in there for the New Year's? Let's all, like, reduce our parlay playing by, like, at least half, if not more. I think we can do that. And seriously, the pros are not playing parlays, trust me. Alright, well, let's start digging into some of these bowl games. Alright, so North Texas versus Texas State. This game, I mean, this does look like one of those games because Texas State is currently sitting at minus 13.5. It opened up at minus 7.5. So, you know, clearly it looks like Vegas is thinking that this game is going to be won by the favorite here, as we've been seeing pretty consistently so far. I mean, really, you know, I mean, even when you're looking at the data and numbers and everything all day, it is very it is crazy, like, how much the favorites are winning in these games. So, I mean, this does look like, you know, Texas State probably will you know, cover here, but like I said, you know, it's still probably a 2/3 chance, so, you know, keep that in the back of your mind. And I really like the under here more. Like, I like how this under has developed. It opened up at 67.5, went, just plummeted down. Right now it's sitting at 62.5. Some spots have already moved to 62. But I took 62.5. I like this. I like the total here a lot more. Yeah, I like the total here more than the spread. So I like the under 62.5. Seems like a good play. This was a huge Vegas move and moved pretty fast as well. Now, moving on to another Friday game, Buffalo versus Liberty. This game is happening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Right now it's saying Buffalo -2.5. I think Buffalo should beat Liberty easily. Liberty really just doesn't have any of their players left. Like, who's going to be playing for them? Oh yeah, absolutely. I did predict a blowout there. Thank you. I'm glad you liked my analysis. Yeah, I did do like a thorough analysis on the bowl games, and of course, if anyone would like to read it, this is some of the work that I'm doing behind the scenes, but yeah, I'd love to send it to you. Well, we're gonna be covering it all. So this Buffalo versus Liberty game, I really do think Buffalo should beat Liberty easily. I like it sitting right now where it is at -2.5, and I think it's just going to keep moving out even further. I really do. Yeah, I like this play a lot. Yeah, I'm glad you're liking these plays so far. I think we have like a lot of good plays here, and yeah, I like diving into them with you. This is exciting. You know, I don't usually I haven't really been focusing too much this season in particular on college football. But you know, right now it's so much fun to focus in on this, and oh, I'm glad you like Buffalo too. Yeah. This is probably going to be a blowout here. I just don't see Liberty really having the players left. I don't think I think this line's just gonna keep moving up. This might even be one of those spots where you want to ladder it up a little bit. You know, maybe Buffalo -3.5, Buffalo -4.5. This just looks like a really good spot for them, so I think you're right. Well, I'm glad we're in agreement on this, especially because here on this show, one thing I love about the show is we do have some true professional handicappers in our audience, and the Sharp, you're a fantastic handicapper, and I love your opinions as well, so I'm glad we're in agreement here. I think, yeah, Liberty is just going to really not do so well. If they would play it with AI. You know, I kind of have a feeling that at this point in time, we basically could simulate a game as well as, I mean, that's what Vegas is doing. They're using AI to simulate all of these games like 100,000 times, and then really coming at the most predictive answer. No, it just could be like AI avatars running around the field in a metaverse. No. I don't think people would watch that. Ooh, +130. You know, I was expecting it to be a little bit higher than +130. I was expecting it to push out a little bit more. So I think, like I said, I think this is one of those lines where the Vegas sportsbooks are going to move this a lot, pretty fast. Yeah, I think the sportsbooks are going to move this a lot pretty fast. Alright, now I did see another big move, and this was on Minnesota. This moved from -4.5 to -9.5. Oh, okay, so you're taking Buffalo -6.5 right now? I like it. Let's go. What are the odds at -6.5 right now? I don't have it in front of me. Let me know in the comments. But also on Friday night, another big move that I've seen is Minnesota. Yeah, this has moved out quite a bit, from -4.5 to -9.5. This looks like it could potentially move out even further. It's still sitting at -9.5. Some spots are a little slow to move it though. Like, I still see in some spots you could still get this at -8.5, which is great. Some spots already moved this to -9.5. You know, same juice too. So line shop around a little bit. Yeah. Oh, +160. Yeah, that seems +160, definitely better over there. I love it. You guys are line shopping, checking out all the different sports books. Yeah, +160. I like it. Let's go. Yeah, and like I also said about this Minnesota line versus Virginia Tech, I mean, sitting at -8.5 right now. In some spots, while other spots have already moved it to -9.5. I mean, I really see that, like, it's the places that are a little more, you know, tight to the number that have moved it already. You know, like some of the more established sports books have already moved it to -9.5. So you know it's going to be moving there across the board. With all the other sports books, they just haven't like quite caught up yet. So that's another spot. You know, line shop around. Seriously, that is definitely such a good habit to start if you haven't already started it this year for 2025. Like, before you place a bet, line shop around a little bit. Make sure you know you're really getting the best numbers, the best odds. So, you know, I mean, ultimately it's just adding more profit to your bottom line. And you know, let's make it a hugely profitable 2025. You know, let's increase our ROIs like crazy this year. Yeah, you should try them all out, and you know, there's no harm in, you know, setting up different accounts in various places. And you know, some places I have cataloged this and, you know, really done the math on, like, okay, so for this, you know, for this sports league, like, this place has the, you know, best odds, best numbers, you know, versus over here for this. You know, you could really get specific if you want to. All you really need to do is, you know, maybe spend a few minutes every day just, you know, kind of cataloging this into a spreadsheet, and you'll quickly realize, like, okay, this place, you know, this place has the best odds, best numbers. So yeah, make this a habit. Let's all become, you know, let's level up our betting game this 2025. And there is one more game that I do want to cover tonight. And that is Duke versus Ole Miss. Exactly. I agree with that 100%. You do need at least 3 to 4 because you gotta shop around. That's so important. That is like just having good hygiene as a sports bettor, you know? Like, hopefully we're all brushing our teeth in the morning, right? Hopefully we're all, you know, shopping around, looking at different lines, and, you know, because really at the end of the day, it is important to building your ROI. Like, all of it matters. Oh yes, definitely. And we are a team here. We're building a great community and we're all helping each other. So that's what I love about the Sports Betting Illuminated community that we've built here, you know, during 2024, now into 2025. We all help each other. We have really great professional handicappers, but everyone's here to help each other learn and grow, and there's nothing bad about that, right? You know, we're all learning how to bet on sports, bet responsibly, and bet in a way that actually could make us all very profitable if done correctly. And, you know, also helps us really understand things better, like statistics and probability, AI, all of it. So, you know, you're doing more than just betting on sports, you're growing your knowledge base as well, and that's what we're doing here in this community. Yeah, exactly. See, Super James has a great point. They do put them into like places like Action Network. There's other various places which will take all the real-time odds and, you know, give you a whole variety of sports books to look at and compare in real time. And, you know, really find the best for you based on your location and, you know, what's allowed in your area. Okay, so at 8:45 Eastern tonight, Duke is playing Ole Miss. This moved out pretty early as well, from -14.5 to -17.5, where it's sitting right now. That was a pretty big move, to be honest. Yeah. From what I see, it's still sitting at minus. Some places have it at -17, other places have it at -17.5. And I mean, across the board, there is a lot of money, you know, coming in on Ole Miss right now. So this does look like a good play. Like I said earlier, I think about 2/3 of the favorites are going to win tonight. And, you know, this does look like a really good play. I like how Vegas moved this line out, and I like how there's a lot of money backing this as well. All right, well, we've covered a lot of games, and, you know, I still have one more play, but I think we need to take a break, get our minds right with a little bit of cannabis. So I do have my cannabis bong here. I'll be indulging in this as well as my dab rig. Who feels like they're starting the new year right? Woohoo! Let's go! Happy 2025. Okay, I have some cool cannabis information that I can't wait to share with you guys. Exactly. It doesn't even make sense. Like, it is crazy how many of the favorites are winning. Now, I did want to share some fun cannabis facts with you. It's not a video today, or a game. It's going to be a little different. Yeah, it's you guys are so funny. It is Puff Puff play. Oh yes. Okay, so fun cannabis fact. The latest Call of Duty video game is going to have an update that allows players to turn a gun into a bong. So who out there plays video games? Are you excited for this update? Now they're finally incorporating cannabis into video games. Oh my gosh. I love that. You guys are great. It's basically a factor. Like, kind of, sort of, almost. It's not a factor. I love that Rick and Morty episode. But if it was bad, it's so good. And if it was good, it is bad. So funny. good. What do you think about this Call of Duty game? Able to turn your gun into a bong. I love it. I love it. Also, now that it is New Year's, I know a lot of people have been consuming alcohol, maybe even trying some cannabis, I don't know. Doing something that's crazier, I don't know. But a lot of people out there, you know, on New Year's are out partying, having a good time. And a new federally funded study, this is federally funded, by the way, by the United States government, shows that near daily marijuana consumption by young adults, and this is adults aged 19 to 30, is nearly 3 times as prevalent as daily or near daily alcohol use. So it's really showing that younger people are using cannabis way more on a daily basis and they're consuming alcohol on a daily basis, which I think is super cool, because, I mean, truthfully, like, studies show that there's so many long-term effects of consuming alcohol on a daily basis, and, you know, I mean, for a lot of people, there really are, like, some serious consequences to your liver and everything else. I mean, of course, are there long-term consequences for inhaling hot air into your lungs with cannabis? Of course, I'm sure there are. Let's be absolutely realistic here. I'm sure there are consequences. We haven't had enough studies over the years to really know, but we do also know that people don't die from marijuana the way that people are dying from alcohol and alcohol overdoses. You can't overdose on marijuana. So, you know, also just being more cognizant of all the ways you can consume cannabis, whether it's edibles or CBD or elixirs or even just topically, you know? You don't even need to get high. There's so many ways that you could really become a daily cannabis user without even needing to get high or, you know, using THC. So there's just so much out there. I know, these are government-funded studies. I mean, it drives me crazy that, you know, like, you see these things with the DEA and it just... These are government-funded studies. Like, we are paying for this as a country with our taxpayer dollars, and they're finding out, science is showing, like, that cannabis, you know, is good for you. There are a lot of health benefits to it. Yet when it comes to our actual policies and our attitudes towards cannabis, like, as a whole, I don't know. It just really isn't it right now. It's really not good. Yeah, I mean, I just saw another study that showed, like, cannabis users have a lower overall, like, mortality rate than just most other people in the population. And looking at specifically, like, cannabis users, but I think it is because, you know, cannabis allows people to be happy. You know, I've seen personally, you know, people whose children have had, like, severe depression, and, you know, just by having, you know, a little bit of Delta-8, like, gummies, edibles, it was able to completely turn their lives around. And that's just one thing, for example. I mean, I know the winter months are hard for people, and, you know, if you are feeling sad, it is something to consider. Of course, like, you will, you know, test positive if you're taking a drug test, so that is something to be cognizant of if you do try a Delta-8 edible, of course. But yeah, what's wrong with all of us being happier, healthier, living better lives, and, you know, being better people in our communities this year? I believe that, you know, cannabis affects your endocannabinoid system, so it helps benefit the receptors on your cells, which benefits the cell overall, which then in turn benefits your organs, which benefit you overall in your body, and then, you know, you're able to go out there, be a happier, healthier person, be better for your community, all because of that. Your body's in homeostasis, you're in balance. And there's nothing wrong with that, being in balance. Oh yeah, you have to let me know how it is when you try it out. That's gonna be a lot of fun, using the cannabis bong gun. And also, I just want to point out one more new study because it is the New Year's, but it found that CBD reduces alcohol craving in people with alcohol use disorder. They find that the marijuana can modulate central neurobiological mechanisms underlying alcohol craving and alcohol use and alleviate disease symptoms. Which is incredible because I know, like, at New Year's, everyone is out and about and they're partying and they're drinking and having a great time. I totally get that. But, you know, the next day you might be feeling, well, you know, like I want to drink some more tomorrow, or, you know, this is something that I'm craving, or, you know, I'm, you know, feeling so hungover, I'm going to go get even more drunk today. I mean, there are people out there that are doing that and that are thinking that right now. And CBD reduces this. It reduces the craving. You're not going to wake up hungover and then go and, you know, hit the bottle of vodka or something. I mean, it's going to help just by waking up the next day, taking CBD, reducing your alcohol craving, and even alleviating disease symptoms. So like if you are currently suffering from alcohol craving and, you know, or maybe you know people that have alcoholism and, you know, they want to quit drinking, this can help. Taking CBD every day helps your body, and these studies are proving it. So, you know, in 2025, like, I really hope we could all get healthier and happier and, you know, use these natural plants that are found in nature and use them to help benefit us because they work so well. They fit perfectly within our bodies. The phytocannabinoids fit perfectly with our own produced endocannabinoids and creates balance. So let's have a balanced year, you know, because that's really what it's about. Having balance in your life, and that's really where you could find peace and happiness. Cannabis has shown so many benefits to everyone. They are trying to nail CBD, hemp-derived cannabinoids. They're trying to take them away from us, even though this has been legal since 2018. So, you know, we just have to all be vigilant, you know, make sure that the Farm Bill is, you know, still, you know, stays alive, and, you know, that cannabis keeps becoming more and more prevalent. We keep telling our representatives that we want it, and if they're not, you know, if we tell them that we want it and they're not listening to us, then gotta go, right? You know, because it shows year after year, this is what people want. So listen to the people. You know, research is showing this is what people want. They want cannabis because we have the science now. We know so much more about it than we did before. Oh, sweet. Okay, Super James just linked one of the commercials. Yeah, feel free to check it out. Thanks for linking that. Now, let's wrap up this podcast with my final play of the day, and it's in the NBA, so I'm really excited. First, cheers, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. We've had a great broadcast so far. I know I'm not doing this at my usual time, but I appreciate you all joining me. Let's have a great start to our New Year's. All right. Now, I really like this one team in the NBA to beat another team that opened up on the money line at minus 1,100. I know it sounds crazy. I know you're probably thinking, has she gone mad? those odds. But seriously, I like this. This is going to be a great way to kick off the new year. I could see a scenario where the Utah Jazz beat the New York Knicks today in New York. So the Jazz right now are sitting at plus 620 on the money line and plus 13.5 on the spread. And yes, I do know the Knicks are, I mean, they've won 9 out of their last 10 games, and the Jazz have only won 3 out of their last 10 games. Yes, I do know that. But I'm looking at this line, I like how it moves, and truthfully, I think the Jazz, the Jazz are going to win today. I know you might be thinking, is she crazy right now? Like, what is this game? Honestly, I like this today. In fact, I'll even do another bog hit for it. Let's go. I love this play today in the NBA. Let's go Jazz. And let's start this new year right with a big plus money win. We've got this. That is me. That is exactly me. Yeah, but I like the Jazz. I like the Jazz money lines. Plus 620. I love it. I think they're going to win today, and this is a big plus money play. Ready to start the New Year's with a big plus money play. I like the spread as well. Plus 13.5. Let's go. Let's start the New Year's right. Alright, well those are all of my plays for today. Thank you. And let's just run through them real quick, what I like, what I'm looking at, and that's all I have for you. Let's have a winning start to the year. Okay, so, alright. I really like Texas, minus 13.5. I think this is going to be an easy win, honestly. I'm not betting on this next game, personally, but I do like Ohio State, and I do see some sharp money showing up here. Then, I really do like how Notre Dame is looking right now, sitting at -1. I like how this line is flipped. Then, looking at some of these other games, I like Texas State, how this moved from -7.5 to -13.5. I would wait and watch this one because I like the under more. I really like the under more in this Texas State game versus North Texas game. It's sitting at 62.5 right now. I like the under here. Pretty big move, but I still do think you do have a pretty good like I said 2/3 chance that Texas State is going to win. And I like seemed like we were all in agreement on Buffalo -2.5 here. Love seeing that. Yeah, I've been given some big plus money plays. Yeah, I'm telling you. You guys might think I'm crazy. I like them. And then Minnesota, I like how this was a big move, how it moved to -9.5. And then Ole Miss sitting at -17.5 right now. This is looking pretty interesting as well. Pretty big move here. And finally, Jazz. I like it right now. Let's go Utah Jazz. I know this seems like one of my crazy picks, but I really like this one. My numbers are adding up. This line is moving in the right direction, and Jazz are sitting at plus 620 on the money line. Let's go. Plus 13.5 on the spread. I like it. Let's start the New Year's right with a big plus money play, and And that's all I have for you guys today. Those are all of my plays. Oh, good luck to all of you. I hope you have a wonderful winning day. And also, of course, next few days as well. Make sure to sign up for my free daily emails over at arielcalista.com. Just click on the button that says stay in touch. It's free, it's easy. These emails go out every day. They're full of my plays of the day, line analysis on all the games, my picks of the day, picks of me every day, sports news, and so much more. It's a lot of fun. So make sure to sign up. Make sure to tell a friend and spread word about the newsletter if you haven't already, because this is a great way for us all to learn and grow and, grow our ROIs, become better sports handicappers overall, just by joining this free daily email. And of course, I have my Sports Betting Illuminated live streams. These are on Sundays and Wednesdays. Today was a little bit of a different day, but everything's going to be going back to normal. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, because it's New Year's, we did an early stream for all the early games today. Then Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern. So join me for my next broadcast. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Follow along to my channel if you haven't already. We're really building a great community here, full of some very sharp, smart handicappers, and I would love to spread the word, grow this community even bigger. And I think we can do that just by spreading the word, telling a friend, sharing the message, and really getting the message out there. So I hope you all have a great 2025. Thank you so much for spending the first day of this new year with me. I had so much fun with all of you. And I will see you Sunday morning. Good luck today, everyone.